Hey, what's happening, everybody? Happy Sunday. It's Daryl here. It's bright and freaking early. It's 3:30 a.m. here in Connecticut on the East Coast. Okay, I had a lot of there's about three different things I really wanted to talk about today. Four, maybe at least. And I can't see any other way but to make more videos today. But I was trying to decide, the first video I make usually gets the most attention. And not that that's a lot, but I decided what I want to talk about. I'm going to eat some crow here. I want to talk about Jake Paul and MMA. This isn't something I've talked about in a while. I wanted to talk about President Obama at a recent speaking event and some hecklers. I wanted to talk about Kentucky and Texas and open carry and what happened just recently here in Bristol, Connecticut, and how that's going to make the job for cops so much harder. I wanted to talk about Twitter and misinformation and my fear. You guys saw some posts. Yesterday was one of those days where I made a video and, I'm bouncing between being embarrassed and wanting to take it down because I just tell you guys too much. I start talking right in the morning about my gut feelings. The thing with Twitter is misinformation and what happened to my best friend. If you've been watching this channel at all, you know that my best friend, my ex-girlfriend Audrey, passed away from the pandemic, and she believed a lot of stuff that was on media. This is my connection, but I'm not going to talk about that in this video. I'm going to talk about Jake Paul. I've done videos before, and they got quite a few views. Jake Paul and Conan. Is it Connor or Conor McGregor? I always call him Conan McGregor. As you can tell, MMA, I understand a lot of you that are going to watch this. MMA is your thing. At 56 years old, I've been in a lot of altercations in my life. My life was a lot of substance abuse, drinking, bars, altercations. And I just, if I watch something on TV, I need I want peace of mind. So for me personally, MMA is just not my choice. It's something I want to get away from. But I respect everybody else's right to watch it. Okay, Jake Paul. Now, I've done videos before. I haven't pulled him out and I haven't watched him. I can't remember exactly what I said, but I didn't like the guy. I'm going to tell you what exactly him and his brother. At first, I knew his brother, Logan Paul, and he was popular on YouTube. And so was, Jake Paul. And they're from California, and I watched a few of their videos. I watched Logan Paul's movie. It was about a school where they were imprisoning kids to make cell phones or something just stupid. And I got to admit, being an older guy from Connecticut and not doing, I'm struggling to make this YouTube channel work. And then seeing a YouTube superstar, blonde, wise ass, empty-headed kid from California just making videos about ridiculous of his parents and parrots and stuff in his house. That's the video I watched. I was like, this guy is an idiot and he's getting millions of views, and I didn't like him. So then Jake Paul, I thought, he just went from YouTuber and then he just said, hey, I could, I'm a wise guy. I could go box, and that's what I saw. That's when I looked at him. That's what I saw. Just a big mouth that thought, because he had a big mouth and maybe a sucker punch, he could do MMA. That's who I thought he was. He just had a fight last night, Saturday night against Anderson Silva. Now, like I said, I don't watch MMA or boxing. And I guess Anderson is one of the legends of MMA. And he beat him, and it was a good fight. And I got to tell you guys this, I'm proud of myself. I'm proud of the fact that my opinions change over time. I remember doing a video talking about Donald Trump, and he always has the same opinions, never changes his mind, always the same. Any new information does not change his views. And I am not that guy. I am constantly evolving. Survival of the fittest, man. If you don't evolve, you die. Anyway, and I've got some new views. There's a clip, there's going to be a clip right down below. And when I watched this clip, I was blown away, man. I was freaking blown away by Jake Paul, and I wrote down some of the stuff he said, and man, it hit me. I'm gonna say this, and it sounds corny, but it touched me, man. It did. I'm not being sarcastic. The video's down below, so you can watch it yourself. I wrote down some of the stuff that he said here. He said about hard work pays off, and then he said, because he won this fight against Anderson Silva. Another thing is he didn't badmouth Silva at all. He said he was saying Silva is one of the toughest guys he ever fought, and he couldn't believe that Silva took his punches because he bragged a bit. Jake Paul bragged a bit about his punches, but he said he gave ultimate respect to the guy he just beat, and that earned my respect. We saw that clip with Conor McGregor, and when he had a broken leg, and he said something about the other guy's wife that was just mind blowing. No respect for that. But listening to Jake Paul, do the manly thing, and the bigger man thing, and give respect to the guy he just beat. That earned my respect. But Jake Paul talked about, he said he's only been doing this for 2.5 years, and he had so many critics and haters, and I was one of them. And now I see this guy loves what he does. And I could relate to that. He went on to say how he's obsessed with this. Nothing got in his way, no distractions. And you look at me. I've been doing this YouTube channel for 5-6 years, and I believe in it, man. I believe with all my heart that it's my goal in life to talk about the things I talk about. And I'm not going to quit. I'm on here every single day at 3:30. I can't remember. I was thinking yesterday, I can't remember the last day I didn't get up at 2:30. It's been at least a year, like 365 days since I've taken one day off doing this, getting up at 2:30, and I don't have to, and I don't make that much money doing it, but I love doing it. No distractions, and I ate up what Jake Paul said, man. And he says, kids, or even if you're 40 or 45, and it's so funny, it's like he was talking, I hate to sound corny, but it was like he was talking to me. That's when I started all this. That's when I got clean. That's when I started working out. Working out's another thing. Since I've been clean and sober for the last 16 years, I've been getting up at 2, 3 a.m. in the morning, making YouTube videos. Then I work out for 4 to 5 hours every single day. That's no exaggeration. I walk or run. I walk 6 miles. I bike 10 miles. I work out with weights for 2 hours, sit-ups, pull-ups. There's the pull-up bar right there that I'm doing today. And it's not even 4 a.m. on a Sunday morning. And I can relate to this. He's saying how it doesn't matter if you have talent. I was a 277-pound toothless addict. And I think things are a little different now, and it's just everything. If you were ambiguous about Jake Paul, you didn't like him, watch this clip, man, because it spun me around. Honestly, I got nothing but respect for Jake Paul. Like I said, I thought he got into MMA just for attention. That was my initial, and a lot of people probably thought that. He had no experience. I don't know the guy good, but it didn't seem like he had any experience. He was a big mouth YouTuber. And then he jumps over and starts, throwing punches and talking smack, and it just made me like him less. But now I see it's his love of this. This is his calling, and it took him a while to find it. Just like it took a while for me to find my calling. For 40 years. And it's just so weird how Jake Paul said, in this video he says 40. It doesn't matter if you're 40 or 45, and that's exactly when I got this second life, this second drive in life. I think that about covers it. Don't let anybody ever tell you that you can't do something. I get haters on here, man, and I take a lot of things to heart more than I should. But I'm going to do what I'm going to do. And a lot of times the more people tell me I can't do it, the more I'm convinced that I will do it. And then art, my artwork too. The artwork, this is all from the last 16 years. And what Jake Paul just touched me, man. It was like, I hate to sound corny, but my opinion has changed to Jake Paul. And I think it's more than that. I think he is matured. I think he's come into his own over the last couple of years. It's not just me. I think he was a bit of the person I thought he was back then. It wasn't just my total misconception. I think he was a bit of a jerk, a bit of a big mouth. You know, but look what I was before I was 40. You know. So I won't bring it up. I don't want to check the box. I won't bring up what I was before 40 because I'd have to check the special box in my video. Check. All right, I got so much more to talk about today. Jake Paul is cool in my book. He's a good man. I got so much more to talk about today. I'll be back later with another video. You guys have a great Sunday.